Oh, hi Mark, it's time for the big dance again, and you've had a few good rehearsals for it. Starting with the New Zealand Cup, of course, a man who's won it 7 times must know the procedure for winning an 8th. How do you feel about your 3 chances going into the race at this stage?
Well, very happy with 3 of them, and certainly very happy with 2 of their manners. But self-assured, he's been an enigma, and I felt he had every opportunity to begin safely at the Cup trials, so I was disappointed with him there, and I think to win the Cup he's going to have to make a safe beginning. Ashley Locas and Spankham are in a good place. I'm pleased with Ashley Locas's run at Kaikoura, sit outside Classy Brigade all the way and finish with sort of about a length from him. And Spankham, who's just a very, very good horse and a very professional horse, he'll no doubt he'll go a great race.
The starting with Self-Assured, you say that he's got to get away, but he would still be in the hunt, wouldn't he, if he lost, say, 10, 15, 20 metres with his ability?
Yes, he'd still be there, and still capable of running in 3, but I think he'd have to do things right to actually win the Cup.
By old-time standards, his preparation would be described as searching. And he's had a good racing build-up, and so you must be confident in his staying prowess or potential if he does things right.
Yes, he will see the distance out, and he's won the Auckland Cup too, so and led all the way in that. But no trouble with the distance, but I do believe he has to do it right.
Yes, Auckland Cup was a very easy win. Of course, it wasn't a great time, but he won it so easily that you can't really go by that. Just on Spankham, Mark, is there any case for arguing that he should have won it last year? Did you feel that you were going to win it halfway down the straight?
It was probably an unusual Cup in the fact that Cruz Bromac, in the position he was in and got the run he did and out at the time he did, was you don't often see that in a Cup, and so he was a little bit lucky in that way, but still good enough to capitalise on that. No, he's a pretty fair horse, Cruz Bromac. I'd probably feel Spankham's a little bit stronger this year. He's always been a little bit better and behind, and just through circumstances we did try and lead all the way last year in the Cup, so if he'd probably had Cruz Bromac's run, I'm sure he probably would have turned the tables. Oh
yes, I don't think there's much doubt about that. And I noticed you worked Ashley in heats yesterday. Were you worried before Kaikoura that he would need a run? Where do you think he's at now?
His work yesterday was really good, so I think he's peaked at the right time. He was only sort of a length from Classy Brigade in Kaikoura, and I think he's probably, as I say, I think he's peaked at the right time. He's probably a little bit better going into the Cup.
Would he be best hoping for a sprint home like, say, Cruz Bromac got last year?
It probably would give him his best chance. I wouldn't say that if things didn't work out in running that you couldn't put him in it, and that's why I was quite pleased to see him sit outside Classy Brigade last week and go so close.
What about the size of the field, Mark? Is that any influence on the thinking, particularly if Self-Assured has to go around them? It's a full field.
Yeah, 15, 30, 200. No, it's been like that. So happy with that. Yeah.
Fair enough. And it would be a great achievement, of course, to win another Cup, 8th and all. But you don't go into it obviously with that. You judge it on the day and on the year by year. How does your chances compare with, say, some previous years? I mean, I'm not talking Lazarus, but those other Cups where you weren't so confident of success. How do you rate these horses against their rivals?
Look, I think we've got a very good chance again. The way the draws have fallen, copy that from number 1's probably not an ideal draw, and he'd be our main danger if he got off the fence early or took a handy spot. He'd certainly be our main danger. So probably 1's not an ideal draw for him. There's others that have gone good. I was impressed with the fix of the Cup trials. I thought Bob had a good handful of him, and he just finished on Spankum's back. So he's another. There's been a couple of others that are performing really well. Classy Brigade's, of course, another one, but he's got a horror draw really because he's such a great stand-start beginner.
Yes, indeed. Oh well, we can just wish you all the best. And would it be fair to say that Natalie's fairly confident with Spankum? How does she's been driving him in his trials? How does she sum it up?
Yes, we made our main hobble work out yesterday, and she was really pleased with the way he trained yesterday. She was thrilled with him.
Talking of draws, and one draw as we move to the Sire Stakes, Mark, where you've got the inside draw with It's All About Faith, and Krug's on the second line. He's probably the main danger, we would assume. It's All About Faith, or the captain as he's called. Where's he at?
I was a little disappointed with him at Ashburton. I thought he should have won that, but this Cup trial I was happier with him. He felt good when I asked him, and he just sort of felt more like his old self then. So hopefully he's on the right track, and Ashburton was just a one-off.
He looks the sort of horse, as I think you've mentioned before in these previews, that he's going to develop. He's a big horse, a rangy horse, and time's his best friend. Yes,
that's right, and he's probably up with the change in the programs. He was up a little bit earlier, and he's had some hard racing, and whether that's just taken its toll a little bit. But as I say, sort of happier with his Cup trial, and I think he's on the road back. But a big horse, and he'd probably benefit from a little bit of time after this race.
Is one a difficult draw for this sort of race, Mark, or is it a big advantage, or can it be a two-edged sword?
In this race, I think it's probably an advantage. I think the 3 horse of Telfers is a nice horse, but on the front row, I think he'd have the measure of gate speed of all the rest, and then of course the 2 to beat be Ray Green's runner and Krug. So they're both on the second line. So probably it's an advantage in this race.
Well, it won't be so much of an advantage if Aladdin begins too brilliantly, because Krug goes out on his back, I assume. But for all that, Aladdin, it's got to be an each-way chance?
Yes, he'd have to be an each-way chance, yeah. He's going to take a nice handy position from that 2 draw, so he's got a good turn of speed if he gets the right run, and Tim's handling him, and he's in good form, so I'm sure you'll give him the right trip.
Shane Noble's got a draw. I see you've put your faith again in Olivia, who's got so much potential as a driver, but he's set a difficult task.
Yes, definitely. He'll need some favours from out there. I know horses have overcome it and won from out there, but...
well, you had one of them.
That's right, yes, yeah, but he's a great horse.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so, Liv will do the right thing, and I think she'll be just relying on a 3-wide line moving, and her getting into there at some stage, and hopefully getting dragged into the race.
Would it be the same for Pace and Pride? Would Natalie, what tactics do you think she'll employ there?
Well, I think it'll be much the same for her. 14's is an awkward draw as well, and I think she'll just be hoping that 3-wide line keeps moving from the start, and she can tag onto it.
An Amazing Dream, Natalie's no doubt fairly confident there, the way she looks as if she's come up for this race, for the Level ER.
Yeah, well, she's come up super, and just the 2 runs here in New Zealand and 2 wins or back here, and then the Cup trial was very good, so that gave her a nice hit out there, and she's thrived on it. She's come through it really well.
Aquasancta won a pretty good race at Kaikoura, considering it was a step up for him. Has he sort of gone on from there? How do you rate his chances on the day?
Yeah, he's no certainty, Dave, but he's been racing better of late and racing a bit tougher, so he's got a second line draw, but I think he's honest, and if he gets the right run, he'd be thereabouts.
And Revere, you have to late in the day for your last drive, but you've been driving him at the trials, and well, I wouldn't say serving it up to him, but you've made sure that he's pretty well conditioned for this. Is he a horse on the improve?
I think so, Dave. We've changed his training a little bit and doing a little bit more cantering with him, and it seems to have helped him. He seems to enjoy that. and like his run at Ashburton was good. He backed that up with a nice cup trial win, and he's got a good draw there on Tuesday. So hopefully he can come out on a winning note.
You've retained the drive on Winterfell.
Yes, I'm not sure they're riding him. I've asked if he's bolted on anyone, but I haven't had a reply as yet. Yeah.
What did you make of his Ashburton run, Mark? Just a useful run?
He went okay there. I mean, it's the best track for him to try and get round left-handed. This will be a little bit tougher, Addington, but you know, whether riding him's helped him a little bit and helped him mentally, we'll find out.
I noticed Amazing Dreams nominated for the free for all. Do you have an intent to run her?
Oh, we'd run her for sure probably if she had a nice enough draw. We feel she's up to those free for all horses.
Well, it certainly was the 3-year-old, so there's no reason why she won't be matched them at 4. Which do you regard as our best hope, Mark, for the day?
I would say it would be Amazing Dream.
And what about one that might be a little bit more value that you think has got things in their favour to win or place?
On his work yesterday, I'd say Ashley Locas would be one that, if he was given the right trip, could be a smoky.
Oh, well, let's hope so, because he's been a grand little horse and always tries his best, so that would be great to see. And you always try your best, Mark, and that's great to see, and may it all be with you on Tuesday.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.